Hello everybody, welcome. Now a lot of you are probably bored out of your mind playing the same game over and over again, so some of you have become trophy hunters. And we're going to be running through about 10 games, and all of them are easy platinums from what I've heard or what I've experienced. So yeah, without any further ado, let's just get into it. Ark Survival Evolved. Now, there are many cheats in this game, and the cheats do not cancel out the trophies. This is going to take around 5 to 6 hours, and somewhere around a 2 out of 10 difficulty. There's many guides online. The only reason why it would take 5 to 6 hours is that you do have to do a lot of looking at individual collectibles, but that's the only reason why. Just use the admin table, and you should use just all the cheats, and you'll get it in around 5 to 6 hours. It's an easy platinum. There's not really much else to say, but if you don't know how, Ark is free and it's on PS Plus. You can just download it, look up a guide, and that's it. Goat Simulator. Yet again, another 5 to 6 hours. Because of the lack of control from what I've heard, it can be a little bit frustrating, so I put it around a 3 out of 10 difficulty. But still 5 to 6 hours. And Goat Simulator, free on PS Plus as well as all the other games. There's not really much to say on this game. I'm gonna go for the platinum now, but I've heard from people it's easy, but it can be frustrating. So just be prepared. Again, for our third game, Infamous Second Son. Now, you will be doing multiple playthroughs of this game. You know, Ark Survival Evolved, it's an online game, but it takes one playthrough. No real missable trophies. Goat Simulator, again, one playthrough. But Infamous Second Son, you will be doing multiple playthroughs, so be prepared for that. But from what I've heard, it's a very easy platinum. The only thing that makes it hard is that you have to play through it multiple times, and that doesn't even make it hard, it just makes it long and tedious, basically. This is kind of a 5-in-1 for the next one, our fourth item on the list, and that is all Uncharted games. Now, some of you might have just clicked off the video right now, because you're probably like, what the hell? No, I'm not doing that. But all you have to do is just beat the game on crushing. That's the only hard part. The collectibles are very tedious, but you don't have to complete it on brutal. You don't have to do that. There's a lot of you who just want the platinum and not the like 100%. And on Uncharted 4, I don't have the 100%. On Uncharted 1, 2, 3, I don't have the 100%. Or even, well, I have it on Lost Legacy, but Lost Legacy is a very small game. Now, Uncharted 1, probably the hardest in terms of difficulty. So, just be prepared for that. Uncharted 2 and 3, I didn't find them difficult. There is that one area, the sandstorm in the desert. There's also when you have to escape from the fiery Chattel building in 7 minutes. But other than that, Uncharted 3 is easy. I don't remember anything hard about Uncharted 2. Maybe the train. That's like the only part I found hard. And also the village attack. Uncharted 4, it can be hard in terms of difficulty, but the bonuses in Uncharted 4, they are better. So you can have slow motion, infinite ammo, you can pick any weapon you want. You just have to have beaten the game once. Now, once you've beaten the game, you get somewhere around 50 points, and if you want to get and unlock all the weapons, you have to get all the treasures. Now, what I would recommend when going for Uncharted 4 and Uncharted Lost Legacy is beating the game on lowest difficulty Explorer, basically speedrunning it. That is a required trophy in Uncharted 4, by the way, to speedrun it. in 6 hours or less. So you beat it on the lowest difficulty, and then you go back through it on crushing, but you have all the bonuses. Just be careful what you buy. You know, some people buy cosmetic stuff like Rainbow World, or Mirror World, or Mirror Upon Death, but you need to be careful because you only have a certain amount of points until you need to go and collect treasures and get more. In Uncharted 4, I left the treasures until last because there is a lot. There's nearly 200 collectibles, so just be aware of that. So Uncharted 4, the difficulty isn't that hard because you can just use all the bonuses. Yeah, Lost Legacy is the same, but it has less collectibles, less chapters, and you get to keep all of Uncharted 4's bonuses. So, out of all the platinums, I'd say Uncharted Lost Legacy is the easiest. So, on terms of difficulty, Uncharted Lost Legacy, easiest. Uncharted 2, second easiest. Uncharted 3, third easiest. In terms of difficulty, Uncharted 1 is more difficult, but in terms of tediousness and long time, long over games, Uncharted 4 takes the cake. So it's up to you, really. Moving on to number 5. Well, that was 5 games in one, but I'm just going to count them as one. Think of it as a bonus. So moving on to number 5 is What Remains of Edith Finch. Now, remember, on the PS4 edition of What Remains of Edith Finch, there is actually no platinum at all. So you do have to actually be on the PS5 edition, or have a PS5 and download the PS5 edition of What Remains of Edith Finch in order to get a platinum, because in the end you'll just get 100% and you'll get no platinum, and you'll be very disappointed. But, well, I'm not sure how long it would take. I'd say somewhere around 1 to 2 hours. That's what I did, and I just looked up a guide and I just followed it. All the Uncharted games, by the way, I'm not even gonna estimate how many hours that would take. But moving on to number 6, that's Until Dawn. Until Dawn is probably the easiest out of Dark Pictures anthology games, because you can just do it all in one playthrough if you wanted. You do have to be perfect in some areas, but it's not too difficult. You don't have to do the heartbeat and like Man of the Meeting. You can just set your controller down if you don't want to move. But what I did, I completed the story first, and I realized, the endings, they're not that difficult to get at all. Because you can kill everyone at the end, you can make everyone stay alive at the end, and it's really not that hard. Now, the collectibles, I didn't really notice there was that many, but it might seem like many. It's a medium amount, basically. So there can be quite a few collectibles, but there's honestly not that many. So yeah, it's worth them. Coming up next, Heavy Rain. Now, Heavy Rain was free quite a while ago, and I'm not sure if a lot of you have it or not, but I have it, and it says because of PS Plus. But the only problem with Heavy Rain is it's not difficult in any way. The endings, there's just a lot of them, and they could take a while. So, more in the long range, you will have to do a lot of playthroughs, and it can get repetitive and it can get boring, which will probably lead you to burnout. So, Heavy Rain, not that difficult, but it will take a while. Coming in at number 8, Detroit Become Human. This isn't that hard either. It just takes very, very long. Probably longer than Heavy Rain, because there's just so many possibilities. All of these games are free on PS Plus, by the way. They're free to download, as long as you have the license for them. But, yeah, there's nothing really more to Heavy Rain and Detroit Become Human. Yeah. God of War. Now, there's a lot of you that don't like, Dark Souls-like games, and God of War 4 kind of feels like that, especially when you're fighting the Valkyries, for example. You do have to defeat all 9 Valkyries, you have to get all the collectibles, so it can take a while, but I'd say it's worth it. You know, it seems easy from what I've heard. Uh, you're looking at around probably 40 hours max, and yeah, I honestly don't think it's that hard. Uh, I need to revisit that actually and get that platinum. But anyways, moving on to our final one, number 10. This is Bloodborne. Now, you do have to have a certain skill level, you know, it's the same with God of War, you have to be, at a certain skill level. But once you've got that skill level, it's just easy from there, you know? Bloodborne itself is a hard game, as is God of War, but the platinum, it doesn't reflect, it's not as hard. But these platinums, quite a few of them, I do not actually have them myself, but from what I've heard and what I've experienced, they do seem quite easy. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Well, never really done one of these before, so I do hope you like this video. Comment and let me know if you wanted me to do any more of these types of videos. Alright, goodbye.